Good evening and welcome back to KC 808 AM. It is Monday, February 24th, just after midnight. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in once again. I am Travis, your weekly host. As per usual, let's kick things off here with weather. So right now it is about 37 degrees. Looks like partly cloudy out there. The weather for the next week, later today, we're looking at a high of 60 and low of 36 and mostly sunny. Tomorrow, the 25th, we're looking at high of 62, low of 42, partly cloudy. Wednesday, we're looking at high of 56, low of 36, partly cloudy. Thursday, we're looking bright and sunny, 57 for a high, 38 for a low. Friday, partly cloudy again with high of 64, low of 38. Saturday, we're looking at mostly sunny with high of 57 and low of 35. And next Sunday, the 2nd, we're looking at partly cloudy with a high of 61 and a low of 42. So it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous week. So, thank you so much for joining us once again. We're glad to have you back. As always, if you'd like to send in any stories or anything, our email address is kc808am@gmail.com. As long as they're appropriate, if you want to send them in, they can be read on the radio. Beyond that, we also accept comments on any of our recorded videos as well. So, with all of that said, let's go ahead and kick off with our first song of the night. We're looking at a song to play while watching the sunset. Sunsets are ones that I kind of think of as an ending. The end of the day, beginning of the night, but they're an ending. And after a bit of thinking, I decided that the song we were going to go with for this is one of my favorites from the Beatles. That's I'll Follow the Sun. Not necessarily so much about sunset, but at its core, it's about things ending. Obviously written by John Lennon and Paul McCartney. The singer, in this case Paul, was talking about how, one day his partner would look to find that he had gone. And that he'll be following the sun. So I kind of attribute that with going with the sunset. So anyway, that's enough of my rambling for the moment. Here is the Beatles, in particular Paul McCartney and John Lennon, singing I'll Follow the Sun.
One day you'll look to see I've gone, for tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. Someday you'll know I was the one, but tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. And now the time has come, and so my love I must go. And though I lose a friend, in the end you will know. Oh, one day you'll find that I have gone, but tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. Yes, tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. And now the time has come, and so my love I must go. And though I lose a friend, in the end you will know. Oh, one day you'll find that I have gone, but tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun.
And again, that was the Beatles with I'll Follow the Sun. For our next song, it's a song that you play at Halloween, and with me being the horror aficionado and lover of Halloween that I am, that could have been a great many songs. But when it comes to Halloween, there's always one song that is always first and foremost at the front of my mind, despite so much good competition. Obviously, classic runner-ups would include Thriller, and it's funny when you put yourself on the spot and you start drawing a blank. Thriller, Werewolves of London, Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner, Grim Grinning Ghost. All sorts of very good songs there, but the very first song that always comes to my mind when I think of Halloween, going way back to when I was a kid, is the Monster Mash as sung by Bobby Boris Pickett. And actually the neighbor who had, because I mean, most of the time when it comes down to it, you just hear the Monster Mash. That's the only one you hear. But Boris Pickett and the Crypt Kickers, which I think is what they called themselves for the making of it, actually had a full Halloween album that were all tied to it. So like in the song it mentions Dracula waking up, shaking his fist, and asking what had happened to his Transylvanian twist. That was a song on the album. I remember my neighbor had the entire album, and not something you very often hear. Most often you just hear the Monster Mash. But that's my first and foremost song when it comes to songs from Halloween. So that's what we've got coming up next. We have Bobby Boris Pickett singing the Monster Mash.
Lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight, for my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
he did the mash.
He did the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mash.
He did the Monster Mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrode.
They did the mash.
They did the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They did the mash.
They did the Monster Mash. The zombies were having fun.
In a shoe.
The party had just begun.
In a shoe.
The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker Five.
They played the mash.
They played the Monster
The
Mash.
Monster Mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
played the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the Monster Mash. Out from his coffin, Drac's voice did ring. Seemed he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?"
It's now the mash.
It's now the Monster
The
Mash.
Monster Mash.
And it's a graveyard
It's now
smash.
the mash.
It's caught on in a flash.
It's now the mash.
It's now the Monster Mash. Now everything's cool, Drac's a part of the band, and my Monster Mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living. This mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you.
Then you can mash
Then you can monster mash
the monster mash.
and do my graveyard
Then you can
smash.
mash.
You'll catch on in a flash.
Then you can mash.
Then you can monster mash. Mash. Easy, boy. You impetuous young boy. Mash good.
Monster mash. Monster mash. Monster mash. Monster mash.
And again, that was Bobby, Boris Pickett, and the Crypt Kickers singing the Monster Mash. The next song actually took me a little bit of thinking to settle on. We were looking for a song from a commercial. And, I can, off the top of my head, I can think of some songs that have been in commercials, but none of them have ever really stuck with me, that weren't like made for the commercial. Like, I can always remember the J.G. Wentworth jingle, because they've always got like the opera singers and stuff doing that. But I was thinking for a little while and fell back to my original love of video games. And while I was thinking on that, I happened to remember a particular commercial from my childhood, 1997, I think. But it was the original launch commercial for Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64. I just remember it was Mario, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Pikachu, all walking through a field, well, kind of skipping through the field, all hand in hand and happy and everything. Before out of nowhere they just start beating the crap out of each other. But prior to that point, it was the song playing over it was "Happy Together" from the Turtles. So for our next song, we have "Happy Together," again by the Turtles.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, and ease my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. How they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you, and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me, so happy together. toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together, so happy together. And how is the weather? So happy together, we're happy together, so happy together, happy together, so happy together, so happy together.
All right, and once again, that was Happy Together by the Turtles, as brought to you by the commercial for Super Smash Brothers. For our next song, it was a song that you felt the need to keep hidden from your parents, your parental figures, people in charge of your life when you were younger. My parents, I wouldn't say completely strict, but a little bit strict. But for the most part, especially when it came to music, it didn't matter all that much because, as I've said on many occasions, the music that I typically listened to was the music that my parents had grown up with. So it wasn't really that huge of a thing for me to listen to that. But there were a few outliers from time to time that I kind of kept a bit more secret. 2002, I had the soundtrack to the Resident Evil movie. Which has a lot of very intense music. But I think, my mom knew I had that CD, but she didn't, because she was there when I bought it, but she didn't know what was on it, and that's what she never found out. But there weren't really any songs on that one in particular that I considered as really big ones that I can even really remember what they are. But one song I do remember having that I did keep secret was from the remake of Dawn of the Dead in 2004, which, as I had mentioned in our first video, is Down with the Sickness by Disturbed. Though obviously in that one I was talking about the matter of Disturbed playing Sound of Silence. But there's something about Down with the Sickness that I've always enjoyed. It's always been a good song. And covered by Richard Cheese, also very good for a very different take on the song. But yeah, this is a song that I could never have gotten away with having when I was in middle school, high school, and all of that. That wouldn't have flown. So here we are now with Disturbed singing Down with the Sickness.
Oh, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and then never one to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You must not get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucking get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Madness has now come over me.
And again, that was Disturbed with Down with the Sickness. For our next song, it's one that he was asking for a song that you've misinterpreted or misunderstood the lyrics of for a long time and actually prefer. This one, I don't really want to say as much that it was a matter of misinterpreting the lyrics, but I also couldn't really think of one that I had ever really misinterpreted the lyrics, though there was an amusing case a couple years ago. Me and my girlfriend and one of my closest friends were doing some karaoke, and he was singing Survivor's Eye of the Tiger, and the lyrics that were on the karaoke machine were completely wrong, and we all knew that the lyrics were wrong, but we were laughing about it pretty hard when it was happening, because we were all like, what the hell, there's no way we've gotten this wrong all this time, right? But yeah, that was really funny. He was making fun of it as he was singing it, but we still laugh about that one. But yeah, I couldn't think of any songs where I've really misinterpreted or misunderstood the lyrics at all. So it kind of came down to a choice of knowingly going with a different set of lyrics on it. And what kind of came to mind for me was actually from a Flash video from, I wanted to say, the early mid 2000s. I'm not sure exactly, I can't remember exactly when it came out. But it was a series of short little videos. Like the entire thing was like 4 minutes long. That was focused around Resident Evil characters, set up to various points of music of all types. Like you had, if you're familiar with Resident Evil 4, you probably know about Leon's gangster costume that you can unlock with the Tommy gun and everything. And like they had a little thing of Leon in his outfit set to the main theme from The Godfather. And kind of things like that. But one of them that was in there that I always remember, it's focused around Jill Valentine and Leon. And they're singing Eiffel 65's Blue. But the lyrics that they're singing is, I'm blue, if I was green, I would die. And they're making fun of Chris because Leon and Jill both famously wear blue outfits in their original games, and Chris in most of his games tends to wear green. So that's always kind of one that stuck with me. And I mean, Blue does have lyrics in it, but I mean the main chorus is just kind of gibberish. I'm blue, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die. But it's a fun song, and fun little story that's kind of stuck with me about it. And that's kind of part of the whole point of some of this, isn't it? Is me and hopefully eventually some of you guys having fun little stories about music or songs that are important to you and songs that are important to us, and just little fun things like that. So with that in mind, here is Eiffel 65 singing their version of Blue. look in the description. I'll have for anyone interested, I'll have a link to the YouTube video from YouTuber Shadowleggy. So here we go.
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night and everything he sees is just blue. Like him, inside and outside. Blue his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette. And everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around. Cause he ain't got nobody to listen. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die. I have a blue house with a blue window. Blue is the color of all that I wear. Blue are the streets and all the trees are too. I have a girlfriend and she is so blue. Blue are the people here that walk around. Blue like my Corvette, it's in and outside. Blue are the words I say and what I think. Blue are the feelings that live inside me. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die. I have a blue house with a blue window. Blue is the color of all that I wear. Blue are the streets and all the trees are too. I have a girlfriend and she is so blue. Blue are the people here that walk around. Blue like my Corvette, it's in and outside. Blue are the words I say and what I think. Blue are the feelings that live inside me. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die. Inside and outside, blue his house with a blue little window and a blue Corvette. And everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around. Cause he ain't got nobody to listen. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die, da-ba-dee, da-ba-die,
And again, that was Eiffel 65 singing Blue. For our next song, it's another one where I could have gone with so many possible answers. We were looking for a song from a musical. And in middle school and high school, I was a theater kid. Still am, but just not really in it as much anymore, but still enjoy it. Involved with a lot of high school productions and middle school productions and stuff. I always tried for the musicals, even though I cannot sing for shit. I think anyone who's ever heard me sing can tell you that that's true. But so there were so many possible musicals I could have pulled from. I mean, not even just strictly like straight up musicals. I mean, you take musical into account. You've also got like a lot of Disney films, things like that. Hell, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, if you want to go that direction. But my favorite musical of all time, because I was actually a fan of the original novelization and the 1930s horror movie, before I knew there was a musical, is Phantom of the Opera. Lon Chaney is the Phantom in the I think it was 1934 that Phantom of the Opera came out. But yeah, I was also a big fan of Gaston Leroux's original novel, and I was very excited when I found out that there was a musical about it, even though it was. I mean, there's some liberties that go with it, but it's very well done. Andrew Lloyd Webber, I mean, he's a master of what he does. Just one of the best musicals of all time. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree on that. I remember seeing it in. It was 6th or 7th grade. I actually went and saw it with my mom, and that was kind of one of the things that also ties into my love for theater. Is my little tangent here into talking about theater, is how magical things can be in the theater. Because like if you see something happen in a movie, it's not a big deal. You see. Well, in the case of Phantom of the Opera, if he's throwing fireballs or something, which if you're not familiar with it, the Phantom is kind of a master of stagecraft and stuff. He's spent his life basically living in the Parisian opera house, and he knows all the tricks. He knows how to get around. He knows stagecraft. And in the stage show that I saw, I remember like there's a scene where he was shooting fireballs out of his staff, just kind of as like a warning gesture. But then like when that scene ended, it kind of ended on a dramatic note, and they made it out that like it looked like lightning struck each of the spots where the fireballs had landed, and then it kind of burst up into flames. And another example of kind of theater magic. My cousin, when she was in college, was working on a production of Dracula at her college, and went and saw that. And at the very end of it, spoiler alert, they Dracula was there and he's, about to win and everything, about to escape, and he's kind of taunting them. And they manage to open up a window and sunlight comes through and it hits him and destroys him. But I remember seeing that, and like they open up a trap door in the ceiling and they let down what's supposed to be the sunlight, and the light comes through and hits Dracula, and then like Dracula collapsed into a pile of ashes. And there's all the obvious stuff, trapdoor, all of that and everything, but like it went so smoothly, so fluidly. It was very well done, and it's one of those things that, like, you can see 100 Dracula movies. You can see him or any number of vampires turn to dust, on TV and movies. I mean, it's just what happens. There's nothing special about it. But when you see it done right in a theater, when it's 10 feet in front of you and you see Dracula collapse into a pile of ashes, that's a different kind of magic all on its own. They talk about movies being magic, and movies are magic, but theater is a completely different magic, and always has been for me. But so there were a lot of choices there for me, and Phantom of the Opera, as I said, is my favorite. So after much rambling here on theater and all of that, I wind up choosing, which is the one that I think, again, is probably pretty much agreed the best song in the show, which is The Music of the Night. So this is from Phantom of the Opera. This is Michael Crawford as the Phantom singing Music of the Night.
Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness wakes and stirs imagination. Silently the senses abandon their defenses, helpless to resist the notes I write, for I compose the music of the night. Slowly, gently, night unfurls its splendor. Grasp it, sense it, tremulous and tender. Hearing is believing, music is deceiving. Hard as lightning, soft as candlelight. Dare you trust the music of the night? Close your eyes, for your eyes will only tell the truth, and the truth isn't what you want to see. In the dark it is easy to pretend that the truth is what it ought to be. Softly, deftly, music shall caress you. Hear it, feel it, secretly possess you. Open up your mind, let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot fight. The darkness of the music of the night.
Touch me, trust me, savor each sensation. Let the dream begin, let your darker side give in to the power of the music that I write, the power of the music of the night. You alone can make my song take flight. Help me make the music of the
And again, that was Michael Crawford from Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera singing Music of the Night. For our next song, we were looking for a song that you can think to play while walking the dog. Now, sometimes you see these prompts and, one of them just kind of immediately hits you as what it is. It happened earlier with Monster Mash. And right now, well, when it comes to taking the dogs walking, I can just remember the fun little classic from, I think, early 2000s. I think it was 2000 or 2001 maybe. But Who Let the Dogs Out from the Baha Men. And I'll apologize in advance if you get this fun little earworm stuck in your head for a while. But here we go with the Baha Men singing Who Let the Dogs Out.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Well, the party was nice, the party was pumping,
Hey, yeah,
and everybody having a ball
hey, hey,
until the fellas started name calling, and the girls respond to the call. I hear a poor man shout out,
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
I see the dance people had a ball, cause Billy Fountains get out. Get back, Gruffy, bash Gruffy, get back, you flea infested mongrel. Gonna tell myself I man no get angry.
Hey, yeah,
Two Eddie cars calling them K9. Hey, but they tell me, hey man, it's part of the party. You put a woman in front and a man behind. I hear a woman shout out,
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
say, a doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone.
Oh, doggy, hold your bone. Oh, doggy, hold it.
A doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone.
Oh, doggy, hold your bone. Oh, doggy, hold it. Who let
bash scruffy, get back you flea infested mongrel.
Well, if I am a dog, the party is on. I gotta get my groove on, 'cause my mind I'm gone. Do you see the rays coming from my eye? Walking through the prison, Digimon is breaking them down. Me and my white talk, short, dealing, gassy color. Any caliber do, I think I knew that's why they call me Pitbull. 'Cause I'm the man of the land, with it to me to say, who let the dogs out? 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 Who let the dogs out?
And again, that was the Baha Men singing Who Let the Dogs Out. For our next song, it was a song that you think of when you miss someone. And this one took a bit to think about, because I mean, I've kind of covered some songs in the past that make me think of people directly, but I kind of went back and forth with this, just for straight up one when you miss someone, and I hadn't actually heard this one in quite a long time, and in fact, if you started off, this song is called Song for 10. And it's from the original soundtrack for Doctor Who Season 2, or Series 2, which was the series when David Tennant took over as the Doctor. And if you only ever watched the show, then you probably never knew that this song had lyrics. Because this song played kind of in the background during I believe it was the Christmas Invasion. I think it was the first Christmas episode that they had in the 2005 revival of Doctor Who. But also it was the first episode to feature David Tennant, well, fully feature him, and beyond just the regeneration at the end of the Parting of the Ways. Was it the Parting of the Ways? It has been so long since I've seen the first few seasons of the 2005 Doctor Who. But anyway, he first showed up for the post regeneration after Christopher Eccleston regenerated. I believe it was the Christmas Invasion, though, was his first full episode. But this song played kind of in the background near the end of the episode when the Doctor is going around the TARDIS and finding his new outfit and everything, the one that's going to be him. And but yeah, if you only watched the show, then you probably never knew this song had lyrics, because as I recall, I think they only had the instrumental parts of it. They didn't cover any of the lyrics. But if you happen to be a big enough geek that you got the soundtracks for it, the full version was included on it, and it was kind of tied to how the series ended, how the season ended, with Rose and the Doctor getting separated and her being trapped in another dimension. But the song itself kind of talks about how the man's theme, which I believe was Neil Hannon, I believe his name was. The song's by Murray Gold, as was so many of the songs in the 2005 revival of Doctor Who, and actually probably still is a decent amount of it that he does. I don't know how many of the songs he's done in recent years, but he talks about how the singer's talking about how he wished every day could be like today because today was the best day ever. And then as it goes through, he's kind of talking about his time with this other person. It's never specified who it is, but I mean, obviously, as the song title pertains, it's supposed to be a song about the 10th Doctor and his adventures with Rose and all of that. But then it gets to a point where I woke up today and you're on the other side. Our time will never come again. And, that right there is, him just remembering the time that they had together. And I think that perfectly fits the definition of a song that you think of when you miss someone. So, yeah, this is Murray Gold's Song for 10, as sung by, again, I believe, Neil Hannon.
Well, I woke up today and the world was a restless place. It could have been that way for me. And I wandered around and I thought of your face that Christmas looking back at me. Today was just like every other day, 'cause today has been the best day, everything I ever dreamed. And I started to walk, pretty soon I will run, and I'll come running back to you. 'Cause I followed my star, and that's what you are. I've had a merry time with you. Whoa, I wish today was just like every other day, 'cause today has been the best day, everything I ever dreamed. So have a good life, do it for me, make me so proud like you want me to be. Wherever you are, I'm thinking of you, oceans apart, I want you to know. La, 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 la. Well, I woke up today and you're on the other side. Our time will never come again. But if you can still dream, close your eyes, it will seem that you can see me now and then. Yeah, I wish today was just like every other day, 'cause today has been the best day, everything I ever dreamed. I wish today was just like every other day, 'cause today has been the best day, everything I ever dreamed.
And again, that was Murray Gold's Song for 10, as sung by Neil Hannon from Doctor Who. For our next song, it was asking for a song that always makes you tear up. And I can think of quite a few songs that do make me tear up and have made me tear up. But off the top of my head, there's only one song I can think of that does consistently every time I hear it. And in particular when I actually see it. The song is called The Parting Glass. In this particular version sung by Sarah Green, who I believe may have been the actual voice actress for the character singing it in the game. This is the ending song from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which in the game is being sung by Anne Bonny, and I think Sarah Green may have voiced her, but I'm not 100% on that. But I do know that it is her singing, and if it's not her who voiced her, they do sound fairly similar. I've mentioned that I do have a love for pirate media, and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was like, when it came out, it was the pirate video game, and to many it still is. Me personally, I feel like Sea of Thieves is kind of a bit more definitive on that, but like for real world, or as real world as you can get in the Assassin's Creed universe, I definitely feel like it's the real world pirate video game there, with it featuring so many historical pirates as well. Edward Teach, aka Blackbeard, Anne Bonny, as I mentioned, Charles Vane, Jack Rackham, aka Calico Jack, Mary Read. But throughout the whole game, your character, Edward Kenway, kind of goes from, kind of becomes he does become a pirate, and kind of becomes one of the leaders of the Pirate Republic of Nassau, and you get to meet all of these famous pirates there, and they become allies, and some of them become enemies and everything. But over the course of the game, as the point that it takes in, it covers pretty much the entire golden age of piracy in the time that the game covers, as many Assassin's Creed games kind of cover at least a few years throughout them, and the golden age of piracy was so very short-lived. But as you play through the game, you see all of these other pirates that become friends, they become rivals, but they're all people that you've gotten connected to. You see them get killed off, one way or the other. The hardest one, honestly, being Blackbeard, because Blackbeard and Edward become very close throughout it. And I remember the fight scene where he dies, because if you know anything about Blackbeard, the man took a lot to die, according to the records of the time, and there's a lot of back and forth on whether or not he actually did die, the way that he was died. There's some that says he was shot 6 times, he was beheaded, just all sorts of differing facts there, but brutal way even by pirate standards to die. Um, but throughout the game, you see all of these people that you've come to know and grown attached to. You see them die off along with the pirate way of life because civilization's coming to kind of retake the West Indies. And so at the very end of it, Anne sings this song, which is, I believe it's a Scottish parting song, called "The Parting Glass." And as it goes through, like in the ending cutscene during it, like Edward's walking through the places that you've spent so much time throughout the game, and he sees the ghosts of his friends, via memories, not actually ghosts. I don't think they're actually ghosts, but he sees his friends, and Blackbeard raises a toast to him and everything, and it's just very, very saddening to see all of those people gone that you've gotten connected to. And Sarah Green just sings this song so beautifully that it always gets me whenever I hear it, and especially whenever I'm playing through the game or just watching the cutscene. So, from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, here's Sarah Green singing "The Parting Glass."
Of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. So fell to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I've loved, they'd wished me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should, I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Good night and joy be with you all.
And as expected, that got me again, but I'm thinking about it now, I guess that also could have worked as a good one for a song for when you miss someone. But that was Sarah Green singing "The Parting Glass" for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Yeah, so let's get something a little bit brighter there, a little bit more bouncing and fun. A song for when the bar is closing. I did not find myself as one that would go to bars a lot. Even when I started drinking, I didn't really. I'd prefer to drink at home with friends than out among strangers. But there were a couple times I went to bars, and there was only one time that I was actually there at closing time. And so the only example I've got for a song to close a bar out was they played AC/DC's Shook Me All Night Long. So that's what we're going to go with here. Next up, we've got AC/DC singing Shook Me All Night Long. That was AC/DC singing You Shook Me All Night Long. Classic bit of classic rock right there. So, we're down to our last couple songs of the night. For our next one, we're looking at a song from one of the first live shows that you saw. Song from the first live show that you saw, which as I had previously mentioned, I think in last episode or 2 episodes ago, the very first concert that I really remember seeing, the first one that I truly count as having seen, was Elton John opening the opening night of the Sprint Center in Kansas City. Back in 2007, I think it was September 2007, but I don't remember the specific date. I'm sure you can easily find that out if you were so interested. Sir Elton John has a great many songs I could go with. Plenty of them from there that I kind of remember him playing, but I kind of decided to go with one of my favorites of his songs, which he did perform there. I think that was. It might have been the song he opened with, honestly, just with the way that it opens, but I can't remember for a fact. I could probably find out on YouTube exactly which song he opened the show with, but song I ultimately decided to go with from Sir Elton John is Rocket Man. So here we go.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man, burning out his fuse out here at home. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man, burning out his fuse out here alone. Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell, and there's no one there to raise them if you did. And all the science I don't understand, it's just my job 5 days a week. A rocket man, a rocket man. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, no, no. be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
And again, that was Sir Elton John singing Rocket Man. We now find ourselves at the final song of the night. And what we were looking for here was the song that makes you feel like a guitar master. I am not like I believe the way that it was put in Futurama was that Fry had stupid fingers when it came to him trying to play music. And that's the way I've always kind of felt. I have stupid fingers. I cannot for the life of me comprehend how anyone is able to do some of the things that some of the most famous guitar players in history can do, or any guitar player in history can do. I can't comprehend working all of the strings at once. If you get one specific spot, you get one sound, you get another spot, you get a different sound. I am not dexterous enough to make that work. I am not smart enough to make that work. That said, when in the 2000s, I think the first one was in 2005, the Guitar Hero series came out, and I could barely do it. Turns out 5 buttons was still a bit difficult for me, but I had a much easier time working 5 buttons than trying to work out strings. Then that carried through to Rock Band and such, which has been my preferred. But I remember Guitar Hero 3 was the very first Guitar Hero game that I owned. And I'm pretty sure if you've played Guitar Hero 3 at this point, you already know what song we're leading up to. You go through the game, and the last opponent that you battle is Lou, who is the devil, and you play Devil Went Down to Georgia against him. Rock version of Devil Went Down to Georgia. But then once you beat him, there is a final song that opens up, which is just... I remember on Guitar Hero 3, I could not beat it on easy. And since then, I can play it on Rock Band, and I love playing it on Rock Band. Even though I haven't done it in a long time. I haven't played Rock Band in years. Probably do that at some point. That'd be fun. But I could never beat it on Guitar Hero. But the final song from Guitar Hero was Dragon Force's Through the Fire and the Flames. And yeah, if you ever played Guitar Hero, or you know exactly what this song was like once it started up in the game. And I mean, the song is just insanely good. So yeah, for our final song of the night, we have Dragon Force singing Through the Fire and the Flames. And again, our final song of the night was Dragon Force, Singing Through the Fire and the Flames, and probably bringing up some fond memories of Guitar Hero and Rock Band for those of you who played it. So yes, I'd like to thank you once again if you came in for a few minutes, or if you've stayed for the entire show, or all of the previous shows. We're glad to have you here. If you've enjoyed the show, feel free to go ahead and hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed and you like what we're doing here, or if you like video game content, I got that as well. Feel free to subscribe. Again, my name is Travis. It's now, at this point, probably a little after 1:30 in the morning if you started watching this directly at the start time that we came out. But I hope you all have a great week if you're in the Kansas City area. I hope you enjoy the great weather it looks like we're about to have. And stay safe, everybody. We will see you next week, March 3rd, for the next week's show. So again, my name is Travis. This is KC 808 AM signing off for another week. Bye-bye.